Hi there. I'd like to show you the yoga tent frame. Comes in a box with its own carrying bag. You've got an adjustable strap and a handle. Then you've got connectors. Eight corners, 2 4-ways, and 2 teeth. We tried to make this easier this time because everybody loses their directions and then they're calling. So we've got letters on the poles this time that make it really easy. So there's labels. You've got H poles, V poles, and W poles. So when you think W, think width. When you think V poles, think vertical, and H poles, horizontal. So you've got H1 and 2. So you put those together, and you can see that one of them has 2 male ends, one of them has a female end. So you just connect those together. So the first step is let's just get all of our H poles put together, or you can start with the V poles. It really doesn't matter. You also have one hanging pole in here. I'll show you how to hang the Sauna Fix later. And the verticals, because of the height, there's actually 3 poles, V1s and V2s. So it's pretty simple. The ones that you have twice as many of, you use 2 of them for each vertical pole. And the reason why the poles are small like this is because the longer the box is, the more money it is to ship. And instead of having 2 designs like we did before, we had an international frame version versus a United States frame version. And so we've just eliminated the multiple designs and are just going with the simple lettering system. Again, just male to female. There's these just little push buttons that you just push down the connector, and it's real simple. So I'm just going to start putting together the V poles, where I'm going to go V1 and V2. Going to hook a bunch of V1s and V2s together. Well, the V1s win. There's a lot more V1s and V2s. So I had just put a V1 and a V2 together, so I'm going to put the V1, because it's female to male, on the other end. So you want to make sure that the V2's in the middle, that's all. And you know, after you get these poles put together, your bag is about 4 foot long. So the only ones that you'll ever have to put together again are the V poles, because you can that'll fit in the bag. So all you have to go through the anguish of doing is putting this together if you're going to transport it somewhere. So when you take it apart, think about leaving as many poles together as you can. That way it's easier later. So you've got 6 vertical poles, and then you've got 5 W poles, and then you've got the horizontal poles, which go on either side of this bracket on the floor. So I'm just going to go ahead. Now there's something important here that you do need to note, because when you start putting all this together, you'll end up where the holes don't match to complete the frame. So one easy tip, always put all the holes to the inside of the frame. instead of putting it like that, because that's the outside, put the holes to the inside. If you keep on always putting the holes to the inside, then you won't have that problem. I mean, no big deal if you do. You'll just have to push a button and change how you hooked it together. This is the two that go on the ground, and then up above, because we didn't want the ceiling of the tent sagging in the middle, so we have a middle W pole here. And so I'd like to just do the W pole to get that center middle up. And again, you know, we're doing holes to the center. So that's going to go in the middle on the top. Now the next thing to do is probably to take the W poles and get some corners going. Again, see, there's a bracket where you want to have as many holes on the inside. Same thing over here. See, that one doesn't have a hole here. So let's rotate it so all the holes are there. Okay, so now I think we're ready to get rid of the table and put some of this on the floor. So we have these horizontal poles that go on the bottom, so you can fit that in there. You can push that button in. There we go. And then I'm going to grab another one over here. And you can turn it just a little bit. That's kind of a good trick. And so now we're going to grab, now we have to turn this. See, we have the holes on the outside, and that will make it so we can't close the frame. So I'm going to hand the other end to her. We're going to turn it like this. I'm going to put it in there. Push the button in. There we go. These are the vertical poles, so we're just going to stick those in and point them to the inside. We might have to change those holes a little bit depending, but it's pretty quick. So far so good. And looky here, our holes are on the inside and the inside. And you can just kind of twist it just a little bit to get the button to pop when necessary. And that's how easy putting together a yoga tent frame can be. And this is where the hanging pole, you'll be able to hang the sauna fix, the lamp, and even when you're inside the tent it's put together, if you want to reposition it, you can just move the bar and the lamp fixture together. So there's your frame.